where you are right now. But all of this is in April of 2026, confirming their customers inclusion and customs enforcement, West Virginia, New York City district attorneys, Baltimore, Tucson, are innocent open source intelligence. Link clients with tools for managing social media. Think fake Facebook, Instagram, or these accounts are capable of following private profiles or the goal obviously is to be secure because they've uses links to create a series of fraudulent accounts, egg acquaintances you've made of all kinds. IRS paid Cobwebs $108 of 2022 for access to Lynx. Also purchased the service for around $226. A report titled Threat Report on the Surveillance. They had already removed linked to Cobweb's customers from Facebook, Instagram. Again, these are just the accounts that this was 5 years ago, all the way back. It was purchased by Penlink, an even larger company with even published report, quote, and forums, and trick people into Saudi Arabia, Poland, to targeting related to law enforcement activities. We also observed frequent targeting of activists, opposition politics. Flipping through this report reveals, and although Lynx and Cobwebs, they definitely weren't it appears that approximately these people included journalists across more than Trapdoor appears to that helps customers into revealing passwords and other highly analysis further suggest keystrokes and passwords silently activate a target's camera and microphone. Anduril industry. In 2017, Palmer Luckey was known as the college dropout who before selling it to Facebook for Palantir executive. Trey Stevens, an early Palantir employee and other former Palantir, create a new company called explicit goal of radically transforming U.S. and of Silicon Valley by incorporating cutting-edge rebuild Western defense. Through their connections with Palantir and Steve, Anduril quickly secured early funding from Peter Thiel. Within weeks of their incorporation, the Anduril executive promising this was the beginning of Lattice, an artificial intelligence software platform. They began with autonomous surveillance and border security systems, which are capable of very large systems are where Anduril initially. Now, don't get me wrong, we absolutely need strong borders here. The border is posing, but as we're about to discuss, the idea of a privately around the border are now constantly. These sentry towers utilize principles. Anyone within their range will. As of mid-2026, a proposal is currently being explored for a new tower in San Clemente, California, which would sit on a ridge. The proposed position of this tower would be Sentry Tower it will be one of the very first Anduril towers to be. This could be a very bad. Now, again, I can see where the United States is need to secure our borders, but what are we willing to sacrifice? For instance, couldn't we set up over installing them directly? 20 Customs and Border Protection signed an approximately $250 million 5-year contract with them. With the rollout of these towers, only its network covers about 30% Customs and Border Protection requires new border surveillance towers to be independently certified. I am all for border security. We need extremely strong borders. But our nation has very carefully if we want to retain our own right. I think President Eisenhower made this point better than I ever could in his 1961 farewell address to the country when discussing the meteoric rise.
We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail its grave. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of in the councils of government. We must guard, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democracy. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
On top of all this, Anduril is also one of the they now produce the Ghost reconnaissance drones, Roadrunner intercept enemy drones in midair, and autonomous underwater vehicles. They have produced drones capable of hunting down and destroying a target. The company that watches the border is full for border security, and that it's something we have to start getting used to as. So what do you honestly think? AI enhanced. Every piece of information that we send over the internet travels in small bundles of emails, web pages. It says where the data is coming from and the actual data you reading through the contents of. but also opening. A party that's performing deep service provider or cell phone carrier can determine what it can be used to detect users or to hunt down T's 611 Folsom. For those who don't know, all the way an AT&T technician named Mark Klein revealed that a secret room, he was able to prove that the room housed a device called a NARIS, engineered to intercept and analyze internet and to perform say was working with telecom companies to reconstruct user sessions or thanks to advanced encryption, the data contained within secure and to effectively, it's going to become more and more. Let's say you wanted to encrypt a letter in a secret code, right? Whatever the hell you want on the mailman would have no way. The same is true for packet destination across the internet. If the NSA is still collecting and processing information through similar methods, though they are under classified projects, and all of that data can now be sifted through. The primary bottleneck before modern encryption for any and AI promises intelligence agents fathomable amounts. In the US, this kind of AI processing